Video journal entry 24, June 15th, 2025. Hello. Well, I guess a positive for the week is my strawberries have started to fruit. My strawberry plants, so I grew some strawberries and they have started to fruit, and the fruit has actually started turning red. They're not ripe yet. I tried one, it was very sour, and I hear that you have to let them ripen a little bit more. But I can't believe it, man. The fruits of my labor. Hopefully that could be a sign for my life that I will start reaping fruits of my labor soon. That was a good kickoff. It's just very interesting to see like how time passes, and then you put in a few efforts here and there, and then you have something fruit in front of you. That's been very fun and interesting for me. I feel like the strawberries are actually the saving grace right now of my gardening endeavors, because my main seedlings that I had started, the seedlings had started well, but I feel like I tried to transfer them too late, and I didn't put them in like bigger containers soon enough. Because like the weather here in Chicago is like so finicky. But alas, my strawberries are doing well. Hopefully my peppers are doing well too. So hopefully I'll have peppers, kale, squash, and tomatoes. Hopefully by this summer. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And strawberries, and then maybe blueberries. I think blueberries, I don't know when they fruit. My blueberry plant looks like it's struggling, but hopefully I'll have blueberries too, so that's fun. Let's see. Ooh, getting into things. I feel like I should like break my life apart and try to rebuild it into something better. I don't know. Or do I need to break it all the way apart? But it feels like so hard to like shake out of certain norms. I try to when I do things, I try to throw myself into things and force myself into things. I feel like sometimes it can be a bit shocking for my body. I think I've mentioned this before. Like I try to throw myself into situations to break myself out of cycles, or to put myself into situations that can help me grow more. My mind is ready for it, but sometimes I feel like my body maybe need time. So I try to be more cautious about that, but still I feel like there needs to be more that I need to throw myself into. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I feel like some things that I do aren't inherently bad, but I do feel like there's some things, habits and things I have that could be better. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it a lot. I'm thinking should I take more risks? Am I taking enough risks? I don't know if I am. So I'm going to be thinking about those things. Let's see. Ooh, something that my skip level told me this week, I've been thinking about a lot. My skip level manager told me this week, I have been thinking about a lot. Essentially what they're saying is you have to pay the tax to do certain things that you want to do. So there's some things you might not want to do, but you do it in order to do other things that you want to do. And the context, I really agree with that statement, but I feel like this time around, in the context, it did not sit well with me. So essentially the context was, he was asking me what I wanted to do more of. He was asking me specifically what I'm doing currently right now, the work I'm doing that I'm covering for somebody else, that I want to continue doing that work when the person returns, or and then he also asked maybe what are some of the things I want to do. And I was saying how I don't want to continue doing the things when the person returns, because it's not for me at all. And the catch of it all is apparently I'm good at it, but personally it's not really for me, and I don't flourish in it, and it's exhausting me in a way. And I'll talk about it a little bit. I didn't plan to be on this, but I'll talk about it a little bit more later. But it's exhausting me. I don't want to continue to do it. And I also mentioned some of the areas where I feel like I flourished at, and that's him. He was mentioning for his workers, he tries to put things on their plate that they do enjoy, etc. But he was saying how sometimes you have to do things you don't like, and you have to pay the tax on you have to pay the tax to things that you do like. And like I said, I generally actually agree with that. I agree with that sentiment a lot. It's actually a sentiment that I often have thought about. But that when I thought about this situation, I was like, damn, I would essentially be paying a tax on the tax, because working the job is essentially the tax that I am paying to do some of the things that I like to do, like travel and my ceramics and all this other stuff. The tax is the work. So if I'm paying a tax, even while I'm doing the thing that is actually essentially the tax, that do not sit well with me. And it's I've been thinking about that a lot. And it just didn't sit right with me. I feel also too, maybe it didn't sit right with me because essentially it almost felt in a way he was pretty much saying you're gonna have to like suck it up and do some things that you don't like to do. And like I get it, but at the same time I don't like people telling me what I have to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like as far as like life goes, like what I have to be doing. And it made me really think like damn, like that made me really think a lot. That I think that's what also led to me like really breaking apart my life and then building it back up to something that I want, because like, you know, first now I'm gonna be 1 second I'm gonna be paying the tax on the tax, I'm gonna be paying the tax on the tax on the tax, just to end up winding up doing things that I don't like. So it's making me really think like I need to make this shift in my life really ASAP. But yeah, I'm thinking about that a lot. You know what it was? And like I said, he didn't say it in a way, his intentions wasn't in that type of way, but as I've been thinking about the context of everything, it's like, I'm like really nervous about work. So like I mentioned before, my direct report, she's leaving, so I'm like, it could go well where I'm doing things that are interesting enough, but then it could go south, and I don't know. So I'm waiting to see like how that plays out. I feel like another thing, I feel like I'm having anxieties around not being alone. You know how people have anxiety about being alone? I feel like I'm starting to have anxieties about not being alone. And I recently thought about it because I was watching a video. It was like it was like a type of vlog, and like the creator was with a lot of people, and like they were hanging out with their friends for the weekend and things like that. And they were vlogging about like community type things, and like hanging out with their friends and their families. And when I was seeing like them hanging out with like a bunch of people, there was something in me that was like, oh my gosh, that seems like so tiring, and it like made me nervous about like what would it be like if I like hung out with a lot of people, It made me really think like, damn, I'm getting a bit stressed when it comes to that idea of like not being alone. And it's like, I don't know how to feel that. I feel like when I used to see videos like that, I used to think to myself like, dang, I don't really have a lot of community and friends like that to like hang out with, etc. I mean, I feel like I did have groups when I was younger, but like not as much so now. And like I feel like groups that I was in when I was younger, I always feel like something about it made me feel like I didn't really fit in a way. Like not necessarily what people are doing, but like I always felt like, let's say if you're in a group of 3, I feel like anytime I would end up boxed up into a group of like 3, I was always the odd one out. And I wondered why, you know? I feel like a bit of me maybe just didn't fit in as much. And like maybe I like vulnerability or something like that. But some way or another, it would end up that way. Like even if I started with 2, if it was me and one person, we got close, whatever, then like another person they got close with, I end up always being kind of the odd one out. Not in like the type of mean girl, insidious way, but like that's just eventually what end up happening. So like I feel like I don't really have any like big friend groups and things like that. As well as like shifting the relationships that I do have in my life. I think I've mentioned that before, of being like more intentional with the relationships that I do have in my life. So it's very like small. So like I'm thinking to myself, like I thought to myself like I do want to grow a community, but then I'll think about it and I'm like, damn, that seems so stressful and tiring. And maybe it might be different if I'm with people that I really align with. So I feel like when I was younger, the relationships I had at the time, maybe they aligned with me, but I felt like even then I feel like maybe I was masking in a way. I'm very good at, I think I'm a sponge and like I'm an adaptable person. So I wonder if like certain parts were really me, or certain parts were like me adapting to like my environment, you know? And with in turn like the relationships, the like friendships and things that I did have, like circumstances of my situations and environments, I look up and I feel like I don't really have a lot of friendships that resonate with me a lot on more levels than just the circumstances of like environment of like, you know, like when you like, let's say like you hang out with your friends in school and now you have a lot of things to talk about. You have like the things that are happening in school and the people around you and stuff like that. You have more things to talk about. Like when you're older, if you're not in the same circles and things like that, it's different if you don't have other things to like align with, you know. So like maybe if I build relationships in the future, maybe I'll build more relationships with people that I align with. But with this life thing, it's feeling like it's so hard to realize how you align with people, because you just never know people, and there's just so many factors that happen in life to a person that like things change, and like people change and their relationships change and yada yada yada. But that video that I saw, like I mentioned, the vlog that I saw, it was with a creator that maybe you've seen. I forget their name, but they're very distinct. It's a couple. It's a black couple with a light skin. It's a light skin. The girl's light skin and the dude is like brown, darkish, and he's like African, and like he's like probably like first gen American, you know, that type of African. And then the girl has blonde eyebrows, and I think they're like designers or something like that. But that's the vlog I saw. It made me like think about that. What else? Let's see. What else was I thinking about? I've been posting my Siren covers. I posted a third cover, and I did not like the third cover at all. It's kind of terrible, but I still posted anyway because I wanted this series to keep going. And I have like a week to do them, and like that's it. I have to post them and call it a day. And the cover itself, I did not like it. I think I sounded terrible. Like I said, I want to keep this series going, and a lot of it is, it's not just about me sounding vocally good, it's about me also telling stories. I posted it. And what do you know, that cover gets more views than like the past covers, and I feel like the past videos on my music channel in general. And I was like, it feels kind of like discomfort of like having so many people like see something that I don't really even like, I don't really feel confident about, and it really felt uncomfortable. But I had to like get past it. I feel like it's part of going over cringe mountain. I used to not be really a person that I didn't really feel a lot of embarrassment about things, too much shame about things. But I felt like as I got older, I felt that more, but not as much, but still I feel a little bit more. But I think maybe I'm getting past it, and I posted that cover. Maybe I hope that cover can shed light on my other things on my channel that I do feel more proud about. But it was definitely like a moment for me. Ooh, let's see. I feel like I've been too reactive to the things I do in like my works. I feel like I get anxious about the work, then I procrastinate the work, and then when I'm doing the work, I feel like I'm trying to keep up, and I feel like I'm rushing and things like that, and I don't feel like that's a good place to create from. So I really need to do a better job with that, of like stop procrastinating. I need to work on that a lot. But it's like hard. I get so stressed, and like, I need to figure out how to mitigate that. So I'll try to like maybe shift my body and like schedule to like work on things in the beginning of the week, and then knowing I'm going to post them at the end of the week, etc. We'll see how that goes. Yesterday, I feel like a lot of things happened politically in the States yesterday. And it's like, I feel like it's so crazy because it almost in a way doesn't even feel like it. Like next day is just business as usual. Like yesterday, a lot happened. Like there were thousands of protests, millions of people showed up. Like there were two senators got pumed, and one was unalive within that situation. That's crazy. Like there were political pumations, if you will, vaccinations, what rhymes with vaccinations, if you will. That's pretty wild. And then we have the situation happening with Iran. That's a lot. Like I feel like you probably read about the days like this in the history books where like certain things popped off a certain larger economic or like a larger political situation. But like it's so weird like being in the midst of things like that, and it makes me wonder like how would that be documented in the history books? How would that be told in the history books? And also makes me wonder how were people, normal day-to-day citizens, living back in the day when certain things like this were happening. Like it's so weird because like I'm from the city where like there were a bunch of people protesting, thousands and thousands of people protesting, but in other parts of the city it's business as usual. It's like it's so dystopian, I swear to goodness. But it's very alarming though. Like so many things have happened so fast in just 6 months, and it's like what else is there? Because so much has happened in just 6 months. So much happened in just a day. And then too much has happened in the previous 6 months. So it's like, what is next? But alas, on a more positive note, finally, it's 2 weeks away from my anticipated month-long break. I feel like the last time it was 2 weeks away, situations happened and I ended up having to push it back. So now it's finally officially again 2 weeks away. I'm so excited. I need it so bad. I'm thinking about a lot of things. I've been thinking about the direction I want to take just in my life, and just with the direction I want to take with creativity. I'm like writing things down and trying to figure out what I want to do. So I'm gonna try to test out some things and series and things I want to make. And feeling stressed about it. Like I mentioned, when I have these ideas and things, but I feel so stressed about them. It sometimes makes me procrastinate. But within the month time, I really want to rest. But at the same time, I don't want to waste it. And I want to be able to, like I said, try to figure things out. So I think maybe I'm going to try to take a week, maybe a week and a half of rest. And then maybe I'll start trying to plan out things that I want to test for the next 2 weeks after that. In an ideal world, in a la la land, it would be so nice if I just had my things together and I figured out something great where I damn near might not even have to return to work after my month break, but we'll see how that works out. We'll see how all that works out. But yeah, that's it for me this week. Whew, another week has passed. We're almost at the midpoint of the year. Whew, I really need a shift. I really need a change, but we'll see what happens. That's it for me this week. I feel like my levels is still midpoint, not below, not above. Actually, no. Actually, it's slightly above because my strawberries, my strawberries, my strawberries fruited. That was very happy. So I'm above the midpoint. Shout out to them strawberries. You know that one thing that was like Rick Ross that was like, shout out to them pearls. Shout out to them strawberries, man. Well, that's it for me. Gonna go lay down. I always feel so sad on Sundays. The weekends just fly by. But that's it for me. See me next week. Bye.